Well, hey everyone, Wasting Money here. Today we're going to be turning this into this. And I'm going to show you all how. Let's get into it.
You're going to love this. Trust me.
So yeah, today we'll be turning the Son Gohan fighter who surpassed Goku Super Saiyan into the Broly Movie Gohan. So it should be pretty simple, but before I do the custom and show you guys how to do it, I want to shout out DBZ Figure Addict. I watched his videos and he had a custom built, and I mean it looked fairly simple. So pretty much all we'll be using is an Exacto Knife. So we will kind of cut his cape portion to where it's just the kind of this round part here, kind of like on this kid Gohan here. So he will have a red sash, red armbands, and then that on the cape. So like I said, we'll need an Exacto Knife to cut that. And then I have like 3 different paints. So these are all apple barrel matte paint, but we have a Tuscan red if we want kind of a darker type red, or we have red apple, which is a brighter one, and then one that's kind of in between. So this is flamenco red. But yeah, all matte paint as mentioned. And then we'll be using some Mod Podge to seal up the paint once we paint it there. And then of course you'll need some paint brushes, which we have, and then maybe some sandpaper as well, just to kind of round out the edges on this. But yeah, let's kind of start with the cape. I'm gonna use the Exacto Knife to kind of cut alongside. So hopefully not too dangerous, but yeah, definitely use caution when you're using these sharp tools. Yeah, let's see how this custom turns out. So yeah, let's start with the cape as mentioned. So DBZ Figure Addict, I mean, go check out his channel. Like I mentioned, he has a video of just like all the different customs he's done this year, and he kind of shows like his process on doing this. So I mean, luckily this plastic is pretty soft, but unfortunately my my Exacto Knife is already coming apart here. So we'll try just kind of like cutting it down here, but yeah, I don't really want to cut myself or anything, so definitely use caution when you're doing this. I mean, that piece came out really well. I'd like to kind of get this portion off, just so, you know, we could maybe save the wired cape portion. But yeah, you know, in the Broly movie, he kind of just has this. So, I mean, it takes place, I guess, before the Cell games, because he never turned, you know, Super Saiyan 2. So I think the timeline on it is pretty much like right before the Cell games, I guess, when they're, you know, kind of chillaxing. You know, when Goku is by the, oh man, looks like I can't see, I already messed it up. I cut a little too much in there. I mean, we could still probably salvage this thing. Let's just kind of, I don't want to ruin it too much, but yeah, let's cut down there. And then, yeah, like I said, we can kind of round it out more with the sandpaper, you know, make it like a nicer finish. So yeah, kind of unfortunate to be doing this, messing up the white and everything, but it should look pretty good once it's all said and done. So yeah, let's cut this a bit more. So I got it how I want it for the most part, but we will need to get some super glue just to glue it down so that it stays and everything. But yeah, I mean, it looks just kind of how it did in the movie, but yeah, the only issue is when I pull it up, it's kind of, you know, riding up in the back there over his head, but I think once I like glue it down, can maybe like shave a little bit more off the top too, just to give him, you know, more mobility in the head. So let's kind of, you know, shave a little bit more off the top there, and then we'll glue this guy on. All right, I think I shaved it all down good. So now let's just glue it as mentioned, and then we can get started on the paint here. And only reason I'm doing this, by the way, is my leg broke on my Gohan, unfortunately. So we can, you know, take it off there. I basically just super glued it so he can stand up. But luckily, I do have a fresh, brand new one. I was kind of waiting to open it, but yeah, I want the Broly version of Gohan, just since Gohan is my favorite character. And soon, within the next few weeks, once I get the event exclusive from San Diego Comic-Con in the mail with that kid Gohan, I'm going to do a video of just all my Gohan figures and customs. So I wanted to add this to the all the Gohans that I have here, and especially with all the Broly craze going on at the moment, I figure what better time. So thank you, DBZ Figure Addict, for kind of showing me how to do this. And you can do your own as well. They're actually re-releasing this figure in September, so hopefully they do fix the leg issue. I know a lot of people's has broken, and this leg is kind of getting there as well. So what happens is that the peg in there, I don't know if you can kind of see like the whites on that actual peg in there, but yeah, it's just so small and it gets tight. So if you don't have shock oil or anything, I ended up, you know, posing this figure when I did the review on him without, you know, oiling him up at all. So, but yeah, I mean, luckily once we kind of get the thing glued on and all of that, and the pieces painted, I mean, we could get like new legs. So I'm definitely going to get the reissue or the re-release once they have that in September, like I mentioned. So hopefully they do fix the issue. But yeah, so let's get that glue on there, and then we'll get these painted up. I had an idea as well. So this is the sash from the superhero. It's the Dragon Ball Evolve Gohan. I actually had one. I think it would work pretty nicely. So we could just like put that on here. Let's see. We'll do the bigger side on the bottom, and then, you know, maybe get one of the paints to just kind of match this so we don't have to paint the sash. I mean, I don't know, it doesn't look the best, so we may end up like painting the sash after all. But yeah, and then all we'd have to do basically is paint the wristbands this red color. Well, all right, so I got it glued on now. It's still drying a bit, but yeah, it looks pretty good. And then I was testing out the paints. I think this flamenco red, as mentioned, should do the trick. So what we're gonna do to paint the armbands, since, you know, the paint is still drying and everything, definitely want to take the wrists off, or the fists, sorry. But I think I'm gonna take out the wrist pegs too, just to make sure, you know, we don't get any paint on that. But shouldn't be too bad. I mean, hopefully I don't, whoops, had some of the cape on it, but I do not want to break this. There we go, got it out. And now the whole wrist peg may come off, or I guess it's on there, but we can just be careful not to paint on the skin here. But yeah, that'll definitely help with the painting portion here. So now we'll just take the other kind of wrist peg out. So just get some needle nose pliers, grab that part, not the end ball peg that the, you know, the fist goes into, but that part, and then just kind of squeeze and pull. So yeah, didn't break anything there. Now just get a really fine, you know, paintbrush. Like, I mean, this one's super small, and then we'll just paint it here. so we got 2 coats of the paint on now. It should be dry, but yeah, now all we got to do is seal it up. So this is Mod Podge matte finish. So it's kind of like a, I don't know, I mean, I think people use it for like paper mache and stuff. I mean, we could probably just use it from the from the lid here, not make a big mess or anything. But yeah, it's kind of like a glue, but basically what it does is it'll just like seal up the paint here. So it looks white right now when we first apply it, but you'll see as it dries, it kind of like gets clear. And it puts a little bit of a shine on it. I mean, not too much since it is matte finish as well. But yeah, you want to make sure when you're getting the paints to get matte and not the gloss version. So yeah, we'll just kind of paint it all there. And if you ever have like loose joints or something, this stuff is pretty good too, because it'll kind of like seal it up and act as a glue, but it's not like so strong that, you know, it'll make it to where you can't, like, I'm putting it inside of that hole where the pegs will go, but I should still be able to like take out the pegs if needed. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure we should only need like 1 coat. But yeah, oh, and I put the head on too. I don't know if you guys have seen that. So it looks really good, you know, and now we have like full mobility and everything with it glued down. So that turned out really nice. I think it looks really good. So now, I mean, once this, you know, the sealer dries, we'll just put the wrist pegs back in and then put the hands on, and then we should be good to go. But yeah, unfortunately, can't really get good poses since the leg is stationary. But yeah, I mean, once the reissue of this guy is released, I'm definitely going to get that. You know, I can take the top portion off and just use the legs, since, I mean, the sash isn't painted. And, you know, down the line, I may paint the sash as well. I think it looks better with the original sash that it came with. But like I said, I mean, just for the sake of time in this video, I'm just using this one from the Dragon Ball Evolve Gohan from Superhero, which is only 10 bucks. So if you don't, if you're kind of lazy like me and don't want to paint the sash and you have one of those lying around, you can definitely use it as well. But yeah, a pretty easy custom. I mean, I think the cape is probably the hardest part. I'm just kind of talking to you guys while it dries here. But yeah, I mean, we still have this intact, like the wire portion. If you want it, I mean, I don't know what you could really use that for. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different customs you can do with this body. It's really worth it. I mean, $65. If you don't have it, definitely, you know, get one in September. They should have them for pre-order on Amazon, because this is like a general release. But yeah, it is $65 USD if you do want a new one there. I was thinking of maybe just keeping that sealed and getting it signed by, you know, the original voice actress, who actually did, you know, like Kid Goku voice and everything. So yeah, we'll wait for it to dry and then we'll put it all together. All right, it's all dry now. So now all we got to do is put the pegs back in the arms here. Sometimes it goes better even if you just like put the fist on the peg. That way you can like push it in more. All right, y'all, so we got it all done here. I mean, yeah, like I said, the hardest part was definitely cutting the cape, so be careful with that if you're using the Exacto Knife. The paint was actually really easy. I mean, we just did 2 coats of this apple barrel flamenco red paint, so really not too bad at all. I mean, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this custom Broly Gohan. But yeah, it looks, you know, just like how the Kid Gohan did, with, you know, some modifications, of course. I think this one looks amazing. And then we'll just put the mini aura farmer over there, just to kind of look at that. But yeah, I will open the official, SH Figuarts later, once I do all the Gohans, kind of just saving it for that. But yeah, really happy with this custom. And like I said, once the reissue comes out, I will buy that with the fixed leg so that we can pose this more. I mean, once I open that other one, I could just, take the legs off pretty easily and then just swap them for some ones that work. And then, the top portion stays good. So yeah, let me know in the comments if your legs have broken too. Yeah, and let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this custom. I figure it would be good to do just with all the Broly craze going on. And again, shout out to DBZ Figure Addict for the idea on this. Really, really awesome custom. And, it wasn't too hard because, like I mentioned, I'm not the best customizer by any means. So if I can do it, you certainly can as well. Although it may waste you some money. Hopefully, don't mess up like I did. You can kind of see there, like the little chip from the Exacto Knife. But I think, it sanded out pretty nicely. I could have probably, sanded it a bit better. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this type of content. You guys asked for more customizations, so definitely wanted to do that. Let me just get the normal head for Gohan so you guys can see that look, and then I'll see everyone next time. Peace.